the things that's really helping me is this. I love this. This is just a diffuser, and I'm using every day tea tree oil. This is so important. Tea tree oil is antiviral and antibacterial. So every day I put in this little thing, I just switch it on, and I burn tea tree oil, eucalyptus, and peppermint. I have this one in my kitchen, have this one in my bedroom. This one I can set to go off after 6 hours. And I burn them all day because I want to help my lungs, I want to help my chest. And you can sniff this if you feel a bit congested. You can put a tiny drop, just one tiny drop in water and drink it. But if you've got a family at home, this is so good for the air. It's what your children are breathing in. So tea tree oil is amazing. Get it while you still can. If you don't have one of these, it doesn't matter. Just take a little bowl of water, put in 15 drops of this and put it on your radiator. You can actually put it straight onto a radiator because the heat will diffuse the oil. But a bowl of water is a great thing. If you have a fire, you can have it near the fire. There's lots of ways you can do this. You can even just boil a kettle and have it in little bowls. You can put it on the stove. If you don't have radiators in your house, put it on the stove and just simmer this for a couple of hours every day. So I'm a big fan of oils. I also think this is great. TCP oil, Obus oil, I love. If you have any symptoms like headaches, sniffles, it's a great thing to just sniff this, rub it on your head, and heat. If you feel anything in your chest, put a hot water bottle on your chest, use some vapor rub. So this is one of my key lines. You know, the problem with this virus is there is no vaccine. There are no medications that we can really take apart from the obvious paracetamol. But this is my favorite thing to take. Secondly, I'm going to really recommend that you take supplements. I'm going to tell you the key ones. And these are really, really important. Not only now when the virus is around, but even when the virus is gone, we're back to normal. What can you do to stop yourself getting a weak immune system? Well, you want to take some supplements. You want to take vitamin D, and you want to take 5,000 IUs. That means international units. That's a lot. If you read different recommendations, I'll say 400, 800, up to 5,000. In these times, start at 5,000. 5,000 IUs of vitamin D, 1,000 of C. I don't love this brand of vitamin C because it's full of sugar. I like these ones that you put in water that you ingest. They're much better. But honestly, at the moment, any vitamin is better than no vitamins. And zinc. This is so important for colds, for viruses. You always want to take zinc, and you want to take about 50 milligrams of zinc a day. That may seem a lot. You see, when you look at the recommended dose for any supplements or vitamins, that's recommended for someone who is eating well, is not stressed, and isn't living in a world of pollution. If you're stressed, I'm all kind of stressed right now. If you're not eating well, if you're around pollutants, you need more. So I would really recommend you take a lot.
Yesterday was a big milestone in our family because not only had we been self-quarantined for over a week together, but we got news that one of our daughter's friends has tested positive for the coronavirus. That means our family is now officially one person away from having a positive diagnosis. And there's no doubt in my mind that my family is probably all infected with it right now. Why? Well, because the daughter that I'm talking about spent her entire spring break with this person and then went back to school for a week with this person who she is with every single day. So there is now no doubt in my mind that I probably have it, my kids probably have it, my husband probably has it, and knock on wood, nobody is symptomatic at the moment. My daughter has a slight cough, but here's what I've noticed. I've been assuming that I have the coronavirus because we taped the Mel Robbins show, which is a daytime syndicated talk show that airs on television 5 days a week, still airing all the way through September. Tune in. Because there were so many CBS employees in our building between 60 Minutes and CBS News that tested positive, and they shut down the CBS broadcast center where I work. So I just kind of assumed, but I'll tell you something. When you get the news that somebody that is 1 degree from you has tested positive, it's amazing how your mind screws with you. Because my mind immediately went, oh, my chest is tight. Oh my gosh, I feel this. I started to feel the panic coming on. And so it's really important that as you go day to day, that you continue with the advice that we gave you about staying resilient, that you continue to police your mind, that you continue to stick to your routine to give yourself some predictability. Because with the news that's both personal, because this is personal news, and the news that you're going to see out in the world, there will be things that trigger you. And so continuing to practice the skills of not letting those thoughts hijack you and not making yourself hysterical is critical for your mental and physical health.
When we're focusing on fear and we're focusing on the media and everything that's going on, I think it's important to know what's going on. And also your brain has this algorithm. It's kind of like Instagram, where if you just like all the cat videos or cat posts, Instagram's going to show you more of those cat posts. You know how it works? And so your life is like that also. You have part of your brain, it's called the reticular activating system. And so if you start focusing on everything that's dark, you get very myopic, and then you miss the other things. It just shows you everything that's dark. It's that same algorithm, and then you miss positivity, you miss what you could be grateful for, you miss the blessings, you miss the opportunity. Your brain primarily is a deletion device. Your brain is primarily a deletion device, so it's always trying to keep information out, because there's 1 billion stimuli you could pay attention to right now, so it only lets a certain number of that in, very small, consciously you could pay attention to. I start this book with a quote from a French philosopher, and that says, "Life is the C between the B and the D." Life is the C between the B and the D. And you're thinking, Jim, you're speaking in tongues, you're speaking in code. What on earth are you saying? I'll give you a hint. B is birth. What's D? Death. C, which is life, C stands for choice. And life comes down to choices. And I believe difficult times right now really are going to reveal who we are as human beings. It reveals our character. Anyone could be, really awesome when things are going good, when they're happy, when they're healthy, when the stock market is great. Everyone could do that. But it's under time of duress that character really is revealed, and it's also built. And I would say difficult times, they could diminish us. Difficult times can define us, or difficult times can develop us. We decide. We have choice, right? Choice between the birth and the death. We have choices, and I say we as opposed to individuals, because together, it's so corny. Team, we're a team, global team, right? TEAM, together, everyone achieves more, and we can get through this together.
Staying positive. It's interesting when you hear that typical advice, it's mostly people telling you, it's not so bad. You should think about positive things. There are other people worse off than you. I've never really found that to be helpful or convincing. Never. I'm not saying that it doesn't work for others, but for me, I found it helpful to accept what was going on, accept reality, and then make a plan. And I'll share some examples of how I do that. But I do think positivity is not just about smiling and thinking of people worse off than you. Quite the opposite. It's actually being candid with what's going on. It's focusing on what you can control. And it's also remembering that you can serve others, which can actually help you become more positive and forward-looking.
We announced this plan. It's a $100 million program to give grants to small businesses around the world, and especially in cities that our employees live and work. And the idea is just to fund help with the recovery, right? So part of it is grants that you can use for whatever is useful for your business. Part of it is tools in order to be able to use the internet and our tools to be able to attract and reach new customers and speak to the customers that you already have to make sure that that you can keep on growing, even if there's an economic downturn. And so I posted about this yesterday on Facebook, and The link is in the post that I put there. But if you want to apply for the program, we're going to basically be funding 30,000 small businesses in a number of cities around the world. So it sounds like if you're running a small business, then you're the type of folks who we have in mind for this. And we want to make sure that we can do our part to support small businesses in growing and kind of staying this base of support for the economy in our local communities.
If you want more advice, wisdom, guidance from other successful entrepreneurs on how you can navigate the coronavirus situation, check out the video right there next to me. I hope you find it valuable. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I'm telling you, for those that seek the opportunity in what's happening right now, you will find it.